It is important for us to progress in life, but it is equally important for us to progress along with others in life, and this applies the most at work. Work is not about competing with our colleagues. Work is not about competing with our bosses and suppliers or providers. Work is about doing the best things that you can do. And in that sense, here are six powerful statements that you can use every single day with your colleagues, your bosses, the suppliers, the vendors, etc., that you work with. Statement number one: how can I contribute to the success of this piece of work, this project, this initiative? When you ask this question, your colleagues, people around you will start seeing you as someone who wants to be a part of the journey. And when you consistently follow this up with actions, which means you walk the talk, you keep your commitment. If somebody's asked you for help or contribution, they will start trusting you. When you do more and more of this, people will start welcoming you, and you will start having a lot of influence around you in your environment. So, powerful statement, powerful benefits. If you do this consistently and if you deliver on what you asked, you will be far more trustworthy, you will be far more influential, and people will start reaching out to you. Statement number two: let's work together to find the best solution given our constraints. And this particular statement especially comes in handy when you're in tight situations, tight with respect to timelines, tight with respect to resources, the challenges, the scenarios involved, tight with respect to the deliverables, the criticality, the cruciality of the situation. In any of these situations, when you say this, let's work together, it is welcoming. You're saying to the other person that you're on the same side of the scenario. You are together in this. And when you acknowledge the constraints and when you say that you're going to work with the constraints, you're also being respectful and mindful of the situation. The third one, and this one is about feedbacks. Whenever you hear anybody share any piece of feedback, don't dismiss it, don't defend yourself, don't respond. Your simple statement should be, I value your feedback. And then you can say, I need time to ponder on this and come back to you, or I will work on this and I'll come back to you, etc. Whatever you need to follow up with depending on the context. But the moment you say, I value your feedback, you're acknowledging the intelligence, the intent, and the clarity of the other person, what they have brought to. Now, when you respond back, you may want to present your side at a later point in time, but at that point in time, create that respectful situation for yourself. And this will also ensure that you cut down the habit of reacting or responding to the feedback the moment you receive it. So again, becomes very powerful in creating a strong connection with your coworkers, bosses, etc. The fourth statement, which will really help you: what can I do to support you in achieving your goals? Now, this is clearly about helping the other individual win. I will especially encourage you to start using this with people at senior levels and with your peer group. At your team level, obviously, you would want to work with them and create the success through the first statement that I shared with you, which is, how can I contribute to the success of this project? However, this particular statement comes in very handy, which I said, which is, what can I do to support you with your goals? Comes in very handy managing seniors, managing important stakeholders, and managing your peer group. This statement shows that you're very invested in collective success. And then once you follow through with that action, people will also understand that you were not doing just lip service, but you were actually intending to help them win and succeed. And remember, this statement will earn you a lot of goodwill, because if you support others, highly likely, and I'm saying highly likely, a majority of them will support you someday, even without you asking for it. And this is how you win sponsors in the system. Now, I also said highly likely because there would be some individuals who are very power hungry, etc., who may not acknowledge your efforts at a later point in time, which is all right. We find all kinds of people, but here we're talking about the majority who will remember you for the good that you've done, and it will come back to you. If not from them, it'll come back to you from the environment. Statement number 5 for you to remember is, I believe in our ability to adapt, learn, and excel. An extremely important statement for you to use with your teams, with people who report into you, with people who look up to you for work. And this particular statement will really help you build a lot of camaraderie around you, a lot of openness around you, and energy where people will understand that you stand for growth and learning, and that you're not a critical, judgmental, small-minded person. The other thing, if you really reinforce this statement within you, you will also stop the habit of picking lemons in situation. We all need improvements. All of us can do better in life. Definitely your team, and definitely people who are far less experienced than you at work. So when you take this approach and you say that I believe in our ability to adapt, learn, and excel, we are also reinforcing the fundamental human capability that we are worthy of growth. Our brain can learn. And statement number 6 for you, which is, let's focus on the bigger picture and at the same time drive results as a team. And this one gives a beautiful combination of a strategic focus and an executional focus coming together, which is a great skill to develop right from the early stages of your career, and is something that's going to help you all the way through. Just make sure with this statement you really understand the big picture, and it's not lip service again, and you really understand what it takes to execute with quality within timelines, and that again you're not doing some random approach. So the last statement has a few qualifiers to it, that you understand the background and the context, but then use the statement, and yes, obviously you have to deliver. So remember, with these 6 statements, they are beautiful to reframe your inner way of approaching the situation. They will remarkably help you with the reputation that you have with others. And if you deliver consistently on these statements, you're also going to get the credibility and the reliability of a trusted advisor, as Charles Green would say in his book, The Trusted Advisor. So wish you the very best with each of these statements, and do add a few powerful ones to this as you work along based on your rich experience.